I really do. There's just a different feeling about Manchester City this season with the way they defend. And I think it's quite dangerous, this game, because obviously Borussia Dortmund, they've got probably one of the best strikers in the world playing for them. So there's always a risk. But just the way that Manchester City dominate games, dominate possession, defensively bringing in Diaz it's been an unbelievable move.
Is that the biggest difference for you?
Yeah, I think if you're going to single out one player, I think Gundogan's been incredible, the way that he's transformed his form. But in general, I think it's just that Diaz. And you have to say, Stones, returning to form as well, the partnership that them two have forged. But also Diaz and Laporte, it doesn't matter who plays now. He's almost brought in a new level of concentration, a new level of defending, a new pride to keeping clean sheets to Manchester City. Whereas before it was all about going forward, expansive football, keeping the ball. Now he's brought a little bit of, listen, I don't care what they do going forward. We want to keep clean sheets. That's our job. And he's kind of just brought a bit more professionalism to the defensive unit. And when you've got Edison there, I mean, he's probably one of the best ball-playing players. Forget about goalkeepers, players. So that gives you the chance to then go and build and play. And you look at some teams who try and play out from the back. If your goalkeeper can't play, it's almost a non-starter. So Edison's is as important as anyone as well. But no, I just see. Listen, it's always difficult when I think there's so many people that are saying Manchester City should brush Borussia Dortmund aside. The fifth in the Bundesliga. I think they've got 7 points from the last 15 points available. The form's not great. There's injuries to Jadon Sancho. There's a lot of things going on for Borussia Dortmund where it's not ideal.
Yeah.
But sometimes that can just catch you out. A little bit of complacency. We've seen what happened with Chelsea at the weekend. I'm sure Pep won't allow that to happen because this is the one that's eluded them. Even in that treble season when they did so well, it was disappointing the way that they went out of the Champions League. I think this is the trophy that they really want. And I think all the players want it. You look at that Kevin De Bruyne, he don't want to be at Manchester City while they're winning everything. What, the 5th Premier League title in 10 years and saying, oh yeah, and we got to the quarterfinals of the Champions League. Who wants to win that?
Trev, do you think at times though Pep's maybe his own worst enemy? If you look at some of the decisions that he's made in
big games,
in the past, big games, you look at you go back to Foden and Stones, Leon. I mean, even before you think about the game against Spurs, the first leg, leaving De Bruyne out. Do you think maybe he overthinks it a bit too much sometimes?
Listen, I've not had the fortune of being in his company, but I've been told by a lot of people who have had that. If you stop talking about football for more than 15 minutes, he'll start wondering. You've lost his. He is football mad, and like a mad scientist. Sometimes they just overcomplicate things and just go a different way, and everything's pointing to this, and he just overcomplicates it and does this, and all of a sudden the team lose that kind of shape. They lose that just the feeling that they've been practicing the whole time, and it just puts the players off. So hopefully he won't do that again, because I think the City team that we've seen and the consistency in the way that he's rotated up till now has been spot on.
Is it going to affect Pep's legacy if he doesn't win the Champions League with City?
Yeah, I think there's no denying that. If you've got one of the best squads in Europe and you don't go and play in a final and win the Champions League, yeah, of course it's going to affect him.
How much would you criticise him if he doesn't?
Well, I wouldn't criticise him, but I just think for his legacy at the football club, I don't think it's going to happen. It's almost one of them where, like when you're a coach and you join in a five-a-side with the lads. Have you seen the film Kes? Until we win and score the winning goal, we're not finishing. So the lads in the end, they just say, let him have it. Let him score so we can go in because it's freezing. I don't think Pep's going to leave until he wins it. So, I don't think that's going to happen. But I do really think this is a massive opportunity. You look at, the draw that they've got here. I think it's not a pass, but I think the odds-on favourite to go through this and get through to the semi-final. I think that's where the fun and games begin, because PSG and Bayern.
Do you know what though, Trevor, as well? You think about Manchester City, you'd have to say that even leading up to the last couple of Champions League campaigns where it's not gone as well for them as they would have liked, I don't think they're playing as well as they're playing right now. I know they had that one blip against United, but other than that, you said they made Leicester look like the under-23s. I don't think in previous seasons they've played as well as they're playing right now.
I don't, and you look at the lack of goals that they've conceded. They haven't conceded in the last 7 Champions League games.
Yeah.
I mean, that is just ludicrous. I mean, I think the stats all point to them being right on top of the game. And, apart from injuries, I can't see him not doing really well this season and potentially going on and winning the whole lot.
I've got to get you on to Erling Haaland, because I really liked. You were talking to the boys this morning, and one of your comments was about the fact that tonight isn't an audition for Erling Haaland; it's an audition for Manchester City. Tell us what you mean by that.
Well, everyone's talking about, Erling Haaland, if he plays well against City. Every club, top club, who can afford him in Europe, and I'm not sure Manchester City is one of them if you believe Pep's poker hand. But if every club, top club in Europe, would like Erling Haaland at their football club. Now, I think, listen, if you want a bit of glamour, you're going to go Real Madrid or Barcelona, or, there's different options other than Manchester City. There's the connection because of his old man. That's for sure. And actually, when he walked on the pitch last night, you see the smile on his face. He went, "This is lovely." Yeah, it's a great. I mean, listen, it's not up there with Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, but it is a great stadium in the way that they've improved it over the years. But what I feel is, if Manchester City go out there and absolutely dictate play, win the game, get through to the next round, I think it's almost like an audition for Pep and his ability to play this team. And he might look at Jesus and think, "My God, the chances that he's getting, how many goals would I score in this team?" And that's what I feel. So listen, again, rotation, but you look at the players going forward, and Gundogan and Bernardo and Mahrez and Kevin De Bruyne and Raheem Sterling. I mean, it's Foden. We're not even mentioning Foden. It's an absolute joke, the ability that they've got in forward position. If you don't want to be part of that, and just, what would you be like with them lot, Benty? They're putting it on a plate for you week in, week
Even
out.
more tappings.
4-year season tappings. Do you know what I mean? I literally wouldn't have to come out of the 6-yard box, but it's one of them where
mental.
I really like Haaland. I think he is one of the very best. And they've spoke about him. They've spoke about Ings. But the one, obviously, people keep forgetting about Jesus. Now, I personally think long term he's not good. He's not the answer. I think if you need him to come in and fill in for a game or two here and there, I think he'll do a very good job, as he has done. But I think long term, I don't know what you do with him. Do you get rid of him? Do you move him on? Because if you do sell him, I don't think he's going to go for that much. So it's one of them situations with him. What do you do?
I love him as a player. I think he's brave. I think he's quite short. He takes kicks. His link-up play is brilliant, and we see what he does for Brazil as their number 9. And he's coming in from the left, taking 2 or 3 players on and slotting. I think that could happen for him. He's still quite young, isn't he? What is he, 20, 23, 24?
24,
I think there's still a bit of growth in him. So I wouldn't sell Jesus. I'd keep him, because I think he understands the manager. He understands the rotation. You never hear any kind of scandal about him. He's one of them who'll just get on with it. He's a hard worker. He's humble. Listen, we've seen the pictures of him in 2014.
Yeah,
he was painting the roads in Brazil. Come on, man. He appreciates the opportunity he's been given. And I think when you've got that relationship with a manager, you're going to do anything for him. He'll run through brick walls. And that's probably why he presses really well, and he does exactly what Pep wants him to do as a player. But you're right. Come on. He's not clinical enough yet. And if you want the finished article, and we don't even know where Haaland's finished article is, because he's 20 years old.
But if you want
left, right, and centre.
If you want the finished article, you go Kane.
Don't start that.
That's the finished article.
Yeah. I mean, again, that's a joke.
Okay. I mean, we could go on and on. That was a forward look tonight to the Champions League action. It's Real Madrid taking on Liverpool. It's Man City against Dortmund as well. Visit musicmagpie.co.uk/store to find refurbished phones and tech to buy or rent.